You're watching the AM show. Time now to bring you some updates in the news. Now first, the Energy Minister, John Abdullahi Jinapor, has warned that power theft and illegal connections are undermining government's efforts to expand electricity access, particularly in regions like Savannah, where only 68% of communities are connected to the national grid compared to the national average of 90%. He made the remarks while commissioning 13 newly connected communities under the Rural Electrification Expansion Project in the Central Gonja district, urging residents to protect public power assets and report illegal connections. Martina Bugi reports.
National target for electricity connection in Ghana is 99%. With this, government is working to ensure more communities are hooked to the grid. The minister said plans are underway to connect the remaining communities in the region next year. Speaking at a short ceremony to commission the project, the Minister for Energy and Green Transition, John Abdullahi Jinapor, said the NDC government target is to achieve universal access to electricity in the country.
After this 13, we'll complete the remaining 7 and fix the dates and commission the remaining 7. So the first 20 will be done. Today, Ghana has almost 90% access to electricity. It's one of the highest in Africa, but our target is to achieve universal access to electricity. That's we want to achieve about 99% access of electricity in Ghana. The Savannah region is amongst the lowest in the country. And so to ensure that there's equity, we have to work very hard and bring up Savannah region. It's about 68%, while the whole country is about 90%. So we have to do a lot more for the region to catch up.
The managing director of NEDCO, John Okanyamwa, urged the beneficiary communities to pay their bills and avoid tampering with meters.
It is your responsibility to make sure that you pay for the power that you use. Power is not free. Power is expensive now. And so you ought to prepare yourself to be sure that whatever bill that we give you, you pay for it. It is also your responsibility to ensure that the network is not tampered with.
Some assembly members whose communities were hooked to the grid expressed their gratitude to the minister and government.
This is a great relief to our people, for electricity comes with a lot of benefits. Most of these communities usually do not have access to the electricity, and so they travel as far as to Sankpala to have access to electricity. Our mothers, our young sisters, they go there to grind our grains. Today, as they are being connected to the national grid, it's going to open up a lot of job opportunities for us, the youth.
I'm here to express our happy about what minister has come in here to do for us.
And as well in the news this morning, the Eastern South Regional Police Command has foiled an alleged assassination plot against a chief in the Eastern region. 2 suspects are now in police custody. According to the police, the suspects Emilia Ekwia Aso and Butokwa Seth were arrested after an intelligence-led operation uncovered a plan to kill the chief ahead of his first royal durbar at Achimkwabin on October 17, 2025. I shall now bring you the details of that story. The police statement on the screen shortly. Now says that police arrest 2 suspects for alleged plots to assassinate chief. First, the Eastern South Regional Police Command has arrested 2 suspects allegedly plotting to assassinate a chief in the Eastern region. The suspects, identified as Emilia Ekwia Aso and Butokwa Seth, were arrested following an intelligence-led operation. Their arrest followed the uncovering of a plan to eliminate the chief ahead of his first royal durbar scheduled for 17th October 2025 at Achimkwabin, and as well acting on intelligence received on 11th October 2025, a police intelligence lead infiltrated the suspect's network. During the operation, suspect Emilia Ekua-Aso offered 50,000 Ghana cedis to undercover officers to kill the chief and another woman alleged to be in line up for installation as Queen Mother. She further instructed suspect Butokwa Seth to assist in identifying the residents of the intended victims. Now, police station continues to say suspect Butokwa Seth led the officers to the homes of the chief and the woman and provided a photograph of the chief to facilitate the planned act. The suspect also promised an additional 50,000 Ghana cedis upon completion of the crime. Both suspects are currently in police custody, assisting investigation, and will be put before court. The Eastern South Regional Police Command assures the public that it remains committed to ensuring the safety and security of all residents, especially traditional leaders in the region. And that's the police statement signed as well from the Eastern South Regional Police Command. We've just been bringing you the update. We'll be following the story quite keenly. But away from that, chairman of the Private Schools Association in the Ebra Asebu Kwaman Kese district, Daniel Kwamena Asel, says talks are underway with government to ensure top-performing private JHS students gain fair access to public SHS placements. Speaking at a graduation ceremony for Crown of Glory schools, he criticized current placement policies for sidelining private school candidates and undermining educational fairness.
Rated at a ceremony organized by the Crown of Glory schools in Aketechua in the Abra Asebu Kwaman Kese district in recognition of their impressive results in the 2025 BCE. Speaking at the ceremony, the head of the Department of Mechanical Engineering at the Takoradi Technical University, Engineer Dr. Esther Chere Ando Aqua, indicated that the efforts of the students have paid off.
Dear graduates, today is your day of pride and joy. You have worked hard, studied late. You woke up very early, prayed, and you sacrificed. And now you are stepping into a new chapter. But remember, you did not walk this journey alone. Behind you stand your parents, who woke up very early, prayed, and sacrificed for you as well. Your teachers, who push you to give your best, your friends, who encourage you along the way. These are your sources. Honor them always.
On the recent issues surrounding school placements, the chairperson for the Private Schools Association of Ghana in Abra Asebu Kwaman Kese district and founding director of Crown of Glory Schools, Daniel Kwamena Asel, addressed the position of private schools in the placement system.
Yeah, we have already had a lot of talks to that with the previous government before this one came. And now I think this government came with some sort of consideration, reducing the quota of 30% for private schools, for public schools to get category A schools to rather 15%. So it is gradually reducing. And I am very certain that eventually the government will listen to the plight of private schools, because if you don't share your riches with us, we will share our poverty with you, because persons in private schools have their children being those from affluent homes mostly, and the politicians and all these opinion leaders 90% and beyond bring their children to private schools. So if there will be initiatives which will sideline or marginalize the private institutions, then it will end up affecting the big men and women, their own children. So I think there should be more relaxed, and there should be a fair table where we would just be fair. Private school students to get the best schools in the country. The only thing is that with the investment parents make, when their children don't get a first choice, they feel bad that with all the investment I've made from kindergarten to SHS and my child wouldn't get the right school, then it's very disheartening. So I think that is where the challenge actually is. But on relative grounds, private school children do excel, and most of them get the top-notch schools as of now.
The education director for Abra Asebu Kwaman Kese district, Mary Kujo, urged students and parents to accept wherever students are placed.
It's all a matter of we parents making sure that we provide for our children, we give them all the necessary advice concerning the choice of schools and the performance of the individual schools. In fact, all schools in Ghana are good for our children to attend.
From Aketechua, Abigail Lisol Nkoma reports for Joy News.
Still on education, educationist Madam Theodosia Jackson has called for the promotion of decency among the Ghanaian youth. Describing some of their behavior as unthinkable, she observed the standard of education is failing because many students no longer see the need to study diligently, but engage in irresponsible, immoral practices. She has stressed that the need to support young people to stay on the right path to personal development.
Theodosia Jackson of Jackson University College is worried at the rising immorality among the youth in the country, noting that many young people today prefer to follow their peers and do as they please. She bemoaned the spate of drug abuse, sexual misconduct, and exam malpractices.
Of late, the stories we've been hearing about the youth is unthinkable. What they are able to do, you wonder how children of this age who are going to be the future leaders of this nation behaving like that. They are in drug addiction, they are in occultism, they are in sexual immorality, and they are not even learning. The things they are doing in school is horrible. So this program is very significant to educate the children, counsel them, open their eyes, let them know that they have a future.
Madam Theodosia appealed to the government to ensure teachers are well paid to be able to support their students become the best.
Let's take ourselves to be our brothers and sisters who have been posted 1 year now and have not been paid 1 cedi. What do we expect them to do? To go the extra mile to cancel somebody's daughter or son? No, he will just go. If he is angry, he will just go and sit there, close him, he will go back home. So I'm appealing to the government. He should pay the teachers. Other than that, it's affecting this generation.
Regional Deputy Director of Education Thomas Kwame Boateng also observed indiscipline brings harm to both individuals and the nation. He assured that the GES will not tolerate any behavior that goes against its code of conduct.
You see, GES will not condone any act that is not in line with the service. So if you are found culpable, you will be put through the different procedural processes, and then whatever the recommendation that we have to recommend, we will recommend. First, we are not going to entertain any act that will drag the name of GES in disrepute. That's why we will not do that. If you are a teacher and you are found culpable, we will deal with you.
Executive Director of Loyalty Insurance Company Limited, Elias Abebio, emphasized that while Ghana is blessed with many capable individuals, the nation still struggles because of the lack of inner transformation. He said true national progress depends on changing the mindsets and hearts of citizens.
Any policy that takes out the transformation of the hearts will not yield the results that we need, because there has been several policy directions from structural adjustment programs, PAMS card, whatever you, a lot of economic programs has come. But we are not where we want to be, because you and I need to be transformed from the heart, where our greed is not at the center of pursuits, but our needs. We must seek the interests of everyone, and that is what would help us.
The conference aimed to shape and guide the youth by addressing issues such as drug abuse, sexual immorality, and indiscipline, while encouraging them to become responsible citizens who will contribute positively to Ghana's growth and development. Reporting for Joy News, Josephine Sego, Kumasi.
And to some business update, President of the Ghana National Chamber of Commerce and Industry, Stefan Abbas, has expressed doubt about the significant impact of the $382 million Ghana cedis to receive from the IMF. Ghana is to receive from the IMF later this year. This follows Ghana reaching a staff-level agreement with the fund on the 5th program earlier yesterday, reacting to the developments. Stefan Abbas questioned its sustainability of the exchange rate in the medium to long term.
382 million US dollars. It's no money for us to be joyful about. I think that as a nation, we need to put in measures that is forward-looking. Because after this 382 million, the dollar comes down to $12 cedis to a dollar or 10 cedis to a dollar, and then what? And then it goes up again? No. Yes, so in as much as we will be happy, I've gone through this IMF program and all of that, no, we need to be forward-thinking as a nation. And then I need to be very blunt. 382 million is no money for Ghana for us to be so much happy about that this money is coming. In as much as it's going to do something good for our economy, in as much as it's going to, yes, it's going to be pumped into the economy, the city is going to strengthen, but this is going to be consumed in no time, and then we are back to the same levels. So we need to be really, really, really forward thinking about how we strengthen our economy. And we have always said that, look, let us look at measures that makes our economy stronger, more especially in industrialization, more especially in supporting local businesses to strengthen up, to scale up, so that we don't need to owe for dollars to go and import. We don't need to do that. So yes, this is good news, but for me as a businessman, for the business community, it's really, really nothing.
Now, Policy Lead Climate Change and Energy Transition Director at the African Center for Energy, Policy Director Dr. Charles Gyamfi has stated that the financial challenges in the power sector remains a significant threat to Ghana's economic stability. Speaking at a civil society forum on indebtedness and energy security, Dr. Gyamfi pointed out that government must take decisive action, prioritize transparency, and address distribution inefficiencies to curb technical and commercial losses.
The sector is not able to operate as a business. Typically, your tariffs are supposed to pay for generation, for distribution, for transmission, even for fuel. When it is not able and other inefficiencies, the government has to pay, and that means that the budget has to suffer. And if you checked the graph that we showed, if you look at the allocation to capital expenditure in social sectors like agri, like gender, like roads, like education and health, you know that they are very, very small compared to how much was being budgeted to deal with power sector shortfalls. And those monies could have been used, you know, to improve the budget and then to support other social initiatives and interventions. And that is the reality, you know. The more you spend on power sector shortfalls, the more you forgo other interventions in other social sectors.
For the news update on the show, please stay this moment.